True pain, love. Strong from far.
And welcome in as we get started for first pitch here at Kiwanis Park. It's the third time these two teams have played here at Kiwanis, the fourth time of the year. It's the Mets and the Islanders starting on the mound. For the Mets is Jackson Decker. So far this year has gone one quality start in a game versus Charlottetown. There it quickly starts with 2 balls. That one again will be in for ball 3. Or excuse me, a strikes with 2 and 1. That one just outside. Now 3 balls and a strike. Jack Kraft so far in 7 games, amassing 9 hits, and gonna get a walk to start this one off. Or he thought he had a walk. That one's gonna be called a strike, so now 3-2. Now the full count over to Kraft. That one sent high and out of play for a foul ball. Another full count try. Decker to Kraft, fouled back. Again, third try at the full count. This one just outside for ball 4. So Kraft will take a walk down to first base.
The catcher, number 5, Cole McLaren.
Now Cole McLaren digs in after a leadoff walk. This one in there for a called strike 1. McLaren so far this year, a couple games as a catcher, a .467 batting average with 3 RBIs to go with it and 4 runs so far in the year. Finally, the deal from Decker. That one's hit over to Buckle. Buckle bobbles it a little bit, but will go to first for a tour, and he also is unable to handle it. And Kraft will make his way over to third. This will be an error charged against the Mets.
Right fielder, number 36, Duncan Biggins.
On the initial bobble. That first one in for ball 1. So runners on the corners. And still no men out for the 3-hole hitter Duncan Pickets. That one a bit down low for ball 1, for ball 2. And the 2-0 from Decker is hit high and in foul. Two one over for Pickets. Playing right field today. This one outside, ball 3. Now the 2-2. This one hit up and will travel its way foul. Now the 2-2 over to Pickett, who is having a tremendous start to his year. Has runners on the corners. This one down low for a third ball. And the Mets have gone themselves in a bit of trouble early so far in this contest. Little pickoff attempt for first, looking at McLaren, the catcher. But this one hit high, deep, going towards the gap, giving chase is Bartley. And he's not going to be able to make the catch. That's an RBI double from Duncan Pickett now to get the Islanders in the lead early.
First baseman number 42, Nick McPhail.
There's one that was cranked out into the outfield. Now it's Nick McPhail. On the top of the first, runners on second and third. And still no outs so far in the inning. Dangerous left-handed batter. There's one that's ball one low. One ball, no strikes to McPhail. Make that 2 balls and no strikes. McPhail so far batting .400, already 6 RBIs into the start of the season. That one again at ball 3. So the 3-0, McPhail ahead in the count. And this one in, ball 4, or excuse me, that's going to be strike 1. That one looked to have just gone outside. And this one, strike 2. McPhail had already been halfway down first base. Well, the full count, no outs, 2 runners in scoring position. McPhail. This one's going to be hit into left field perfectly. Going to be fielded by Van Putten. And 1 run will come in. McLaren will score. And now it's Pickett's on the way to third. So a good hit from that man right there. Nick McPhail drives in 1, giving the Islanders their 2nd run of the game. And it's not one that's hit with a lot of power. It's just hit enough to get over and out of the infield. Now it's Myers in. First pitch is sent high and foul. Oh and 1 to Myers. This one swung on and missed for strike 2. Myers playing left field today. And with an even 200 batting average, still has a couple RBIs, double hits. And with 3 runs so far on the year. Payoff pitch is strike 3 from Decker. That sits down Myers.
Second baseman, number 45, Logan McDougal.
Now the second baseman gets his first crack at it. It's Logan McDougal that steps in. This one's hit high and will end up in the center field. And that will be another run in for PI. And first pitch McDougal saw, he took it swinging. And again, similarly to McPhail, pushed one into opposite field. And we'll get down now for the Islanders' third run of this ball game. Now first pitch striking over to Arsenault. And this one batted up the middle. Buckle gonna dive for it. Get it, throw it on to first. And they're just gonna get him. What a defensive play. Declan Buckle at second base.
Third baseman, number 4, Logan Gallant.
Now Logan Gallant swinging at the first pitch, but in the stands for a foul ball. And the Islanders are on their 8th batter here of the inning. Have almost batted around the order. This one down low for first ball of the at-bat. One to the third baseman, Logan Gallant. This one swung on and missed with a hefty hack. The infielder this year with an RBI and 2 runs so far with a couple hits. This one he's going to get jammed, going to go straight to Decker, And he'll walk it over to first. And that will end the top of the first inning. There's Gallant's broken bat. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 3-0 in favor of the Charlottetown Islanders.
Top of the first, 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left. And the Moncton Mets now have beer and other refreshments at all home games provided by Keglers. They can be found at the end of the third base grandstand across from Cousins Canteen.
All foul balls to the property of Moncton Dixie Mets Baseball Club. Please return all foul balls to the Mets Game Day office to receive Skittles Foul Ball Reward. Les fausses balles sont la propriété du club de baseball Dixie Mets. S'il vous plaît, retournez chaque fausse balle à l'entrée principale afin de recevoir le Skittles Foul Ball Reward.
Second baseman, number 2, Buckle.
Now it's Buckle. He leads off the top of the first after just coming in recently, not playing too many games this year. Finds his way back in the lineup. This one fouled back. Oh, 2 to Buckle. Leading off had a stellar performance last game on Monday. This one's going to be chopped up the middle, and Buckle's going to find his way on base for a leadoff single.
Number 12, Stephen Martin.
Now Martin moves in with a runner aboard. And still no one out. That one is going to go for strike 1. Oh, 1 to Martin. This one in there for strike 2. Now in a bit of a hole here. Oh, 2 for Martin. This one chopped right to the mound. There's one at second, and not going to get Martin going to first. That's going to be called a fielder's choice. Now Cormier moves in, one aboard and one out. This one popped up high and foul. This one just in there for strike two. And it's Brody McDonald starting on the mound here for this one for the Islanders. 2 appearances, 7 1/3 of an inning. That one going up high, ball 2. Has given up 4 runs, but has struck out 8. This one chopped down the third base line from Cormier, moving in. Gallant throwing it to first, and that's going to pull McPhail off the bag. So Cormier will get in there safely, going to be charged as an error. Now runners will be on first and second.
First baseman, number 16, Serge Vautour.
Now Serge Vautour stepping in. That's a quick strike 1. This one popped high. And will it stay in play? No, it'll go right next to the Mets dugout. Oh, 0-2 to Serge Vautour. Again, going to foul this one off. And Serge Vautour in a couple games. Highlight of the year has been the home run in the first appearance, first at-bat of the year. There's Cormier that stands on first. Martin in at second. The Islanders took the lead quickly in the first inning with a three-run first. And the first 3 came into score, Kraft, McLaren, and Pickett's. Now the Mets look to rally back. They have 2 aboard and only 1 out so far. And with their powerhouse hitter, Serge Vautour at the plate, anything is possible. And this one's in there for strike 3, so Vautour's going to get rung up looking. Now that's going to bring up Nathan Van Putten, recently signed this year. Van Putten swings at the first pitch. This one cutting foul, but will just be foul, as Martin had almost reached his way home. And there's the first strikeout for Brody McDonald in this one. And caught Serge Vautour looking. This one fouled back by Van Putten. Now Van Putten down in the hole, 0-2. Pitch from McDonald. Sent right back up to McDonald, and he'll take a light trot over to first as he'll get Van Putten down. And that will end the bottom of the first. Still a 3-0 Islanders lead. Much. And Worth leads off top of the second inning. Quick 1-1. Decker still on the mound for the Mets after surrendering 3 runs to the PEI Islanders. This one chopped foul by Worth. One, 2 from Decker. This one again chopped foul by Worth into himself. And this one, strike 3 on Worth. That's a good start to the inning, as now it brings back up Jack Kraft. Now Kraft comes in after walking his first at bat. That one in there for a strike. That one down low for a ball. Well, 1-1, 1 out to the number 1 batter, Kraft. That one in there for a strike, make that 1-2. Decker now showing more confidence in this second inning. This one fouled back from Kraft. Leadoff hitter of this game so far with a home run. Not too many of those in the early stages of the season. 1-2, outside, ball 2. On deck, his catcher Cole McLaren got on with an error in the first inning and did come in to score one of Charlottetown's 3 runs. This one popped into the outfield. Van Putten there on that one. So Kraft is retired.
Catcher number 5, Cole McLaren.
Now the catcher Cole McLaren has his chance at the second at bat in this game. Gone on with an error on his first at bat and later came in to score. One from Decker. This one hit into left field by McLaren. Caught by Van Putten. Sliding in the outfield to end off the inning. So 2 catches in a row for him in the inning. Known for his pitching and batting. But take a look at the outfielding. Had to run it a long way to end off the top of the second. Mets going to try to rally back again once more. It's Malone, Bartley, and Green to do up for the bottom of the second.
Designated hitter number 11, Jesse Malone.
Malone leads off this bottom of the second. Had one game where he notched in multiple doubles and has shown that there with his batting average coming in at 353. There's two quick in there for a ball. Out of 6 of his hits, 3 of them are doubles so far in the year, so extra base hits. Coming a lot from Malone. This one slapped left field. Myers on it and will make the catch. So a line drive perfectly hit by Malone, but goes right to the left fielder, Josh Myers.
The center fielder, number 6, Sean Bartley.
So Bartley in with 1 out and a 1-0 count. Couple hits and a walks and a run to show for it. This one to be inside for ball 2. And the 2-0 to Bartley. This one going to be in there for a strike. This one slapped into the outfield. So Bartley is aboard. With 1 out, that brings up Jake Green.
The catcher, number 21, Jake Green.
First one there for a strike. And Green so far this year hasn't gone home, but has gone on base with a couple hits. And there's one that had just caught the corner in there for 0-2. As checking in on first is Bartley, who leads off, being watched by McPhail. This one hit deep by Green, going back. This one's gonna drop. There goes Green, sprinting by first. Bartley's waved home. Play at the plate, there won't be any. And the Mets go up by a score of 1, an RBI double by Jake Green. Now it's Brian Smith that brings up the rear in the batting order, batting ninth today, playing third base. First pitch he chops just foul. Looks like that one had gone off his leg. Hits so far this game, it's 4-3 in favor of the Mets. Those being from Buckle, Cormier, Bartley, and Green so far today. That one down low for ball 1. And this one's going to be called a strike. So a runner on second, that being Jake Green with his first RBI of the year. Looks to get his first run of the year. There's Smith fouling one back. Will bounce off the netting. And the 1-2 for McDonald is going to be in there for strike three. Smith gets rung up for a very clutch second out. And done so without moving up Green to third base.
Second baseman, number 2,
Now Buckle comes in 1-4 on the day with a single back in the first. And we'll hit the first pitch he sees, and that's a pop out over to Logan McDougall. That ends off the top of the second. Mets do manage to get a run. It's 3-1 Islanders after the second inning. Stick around for the top of the third. Here at MST, it's Pigotts, McPhail, Myers coming your way in a few minutes.
former Met and father of Sean. Happy birthday to Mike Bartley.
The Moncton Dixie Mets would like to thank our platinum sponsors for this season. Les Dixie Mets de Moncton aimeront remercier leur communicant platine cette année, Dixie Lee Restaurant.
Right fielder, number 36, Duncan Pigotts.
Now with the Pigotts that steps in to lead off the top of the third, looking to repeat what he did in the first inning with a double. And there's a first pitch strike. This one also in there for strike two. The 0-2 from Decker is down low for ball one. And there is a swinging strike three. Pigotts goes for it up high, comes up short. There's the first out of the inning. There's the first pitch in there for strike one. This one chomped, but it'll just go foul for strike two. McPhail, his first at bat, got on with a single and made it to second base and did not get any further. This one chopped high. Rushing on it is Buckle. Turns and throws to Vautour, and they get him out at first. Myers comes in, striking out his first at bat. That one upstairs for ball one. This one hit high left field. Moving on it, Van Putten will be in there to make the catch in foul territory. And that's a quick 3 up, 3 down inning in the top of the third.
The Moncton Dixie-Lee Mets would like to thank the following sponsors for their support. Les Dixie-Lee Mets de Moncton aimerions remercier les commanditaires suivants pour leur appui. Royal Corporate Image, Atlantic Superstore, Napa Auto Parts, Moncton's Rock Station Q103, Skipper Jack's Restaurant, Cancel Printing, and Acadia Toyota.
So leading off the bottom of the third is Stefan Martin, playing in right field today. So far has grounded into a fielder's choice, and this one going to be hit hard to first base. Diving is McPhail, throwing it, but it's dropped. So Martin will be in there to first, and they will score a hit. So 1 for 1 so far, and gets a leadoff man on for Cormier.
The shortstop, number 7, Justin Cormier.
Now Cormier digs in for the second time today. That's ball one, but he's gone a single so far in his first at bat. And now has Martin at first. Just try to advance him up here. Pitch from McDonald. There's Cormier with a swing. Grounded on. McDougall touches his bag. A little flip over to Worth. And they're going to say he's out. And now the umpires will get together. We'll see if we had gone a look at it. That's just not in time. And they will call him safe at second. And it will go down as an error. As now it's Serge Vautour that steps in, no out, and 2 runners on. And first one in the dirt. And runner is going to elect to stay put. There again, Vautour with 5 hits, 4 RBIs, and a homer. And that came with 2 runners on base, so a 3-run homer for Vautour. That one going upstairs for ball 2, and now Vautour leads 2-0 in the count. Taking a look there at Cormier, who stands on first, and Stefan Marne, who stands on second. Pitch to Vautour, be in there for a strike. Two balls, 1 strike. The delivery from Brody McDonald over to Vautour is outside for ball 3. Now Vautour heavy lead in the count. Vautour gets walked heads up for Van Putten, who's on deck. Three and 1. Vautour winds up and wanted to send that one to Mars, but just got a foul tip on it. Now full count, still no one away for Vautour. And this one a check swing, and he didn't go. There's Vautour that steps his way down to first. Now bases will be juiced for Nathan Van Putten. And that one a close call. But Vautour knew instantly as he launched the bat. Now Van Putten steps in with the bases loaded. In the bottom of the 3rd. Van Putten 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Brody McDonald in the 1st inning. So right now, Vautour at first, Cormier at second, Martin at 3rd. Only 1 hit so far in the game. Van Putten, he's going to 3rd. And Gallant will go safely to his base. So Martin does come in to score. Cormier's out at 3rd. And Putten will go to 1st with a fielder's choice off a ball that was chopped, but enough to at least get a run in. So 1 out and 1 strike here from Malone. There's Van Pun standing at first. Vautour in the distance there at second. McDonald down low to Malone. Another one from McDonald. Malone hits this one hard, but going to go right to the center fielder, Kraft. And Vautour not going to be able to tag. So runners will stay at first and second. That's another hard hit ball from Malone so far this game. Now Bartley steps in, 1 for 1 on the day, a single and scored in the second inning. This one a curveball that dips perfectly into the zone. That's the first pitch strike in favor of Brody McDonald. Van Putten there, taking a generous lead off first. McPhail playing deep. Another one from McDonald is hit right up the middle by Bartley. Now Vautour coming in to score at home. Play at the plate, and safe is Vautour. Bartley's going to have a trip to second. So Vautour scores from second. And that's Sean Bartley getting on base. Now he gets an RBI to tie this one up.
Catcher number 21.
Green will take ball 1. Now in the bottom of the third, tied up 3-3 with 2 outs in for Jake Green, who got on with a double and has an RBI, drove in Sean Bartley in the second inning. That one high for ball 2. Two and 0 to Green. The left-handed batter playing catcher. That one in there for strike 1 on the count. And the next feed from McDonald is a strike with a swing and a miss from Green. Now evens up the count at 2-2 with 2 away. And this one fought off by Green, and we'll go for a foul ball. Now they're going to stay alive in the bottom of the third. Definitely been the best chance to get some runs out of all of this game. The Mets clutch up and have 2 of them. In the bottom of the third, this one from Green is swung on and missed for strike 3. And another strikeout when McDonald and the Islanders need it. So we're going tied at 3-3 after 3 complete innings. Logan McDougall, Arsenault, and Gallant coming up for the Islanders. And Logan McDougall stepped to lead off and was hit by the first pitch he saw. That'll be a free base. That was Johnny Arsenault that steps in. 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to second. But has a man at McDougall at first base. Last time he came up, he had McPhail also at second. He's hoping to generate some more base runners here in the top of the fourth. This one down low for a ball 1. One and 0 to Arsenault. This one's gonna be in there for a strike now, evening up at 1 and 1. So Arsenault, number 9, playing the DH today. Now 1 and 1. This one swung and missed by Arsenault. Looked to make some mean contact with that one and didn't end up getting a bat on it. This one down low for ball 2. As there we look at what's happening at first base. McDougall waits to lead off, being watched by Vautour. Now the 2 and 2, a pickoff attempt at first base. Now again, the 2 and 2 to Arsenault. Is grounded off over to Cormier, flips to Buckle, goes to first for Vautour, and they roll the double play. That's a 6-4-3 double play. And unfortunately for Arsenault, now gets 2 outs in the inning.
The third baseman, number 4, Logan Gallant.
Now Logan Gallant 0-1 on the day. Ground that out to Jackson Decker to end off the first inning. And there's a first pitch strike over to Gallant. Pitch number 2 is lined right into the glove of Decker. Sharp reaction on that one. And what a play to be aware by Jackson Decker. That one came screaming off the bat of Logan Gallant. And that's all for the top of the fourth. In the bottom, it's Smith, Buckle, and Martin to lead off. And the Mets look to take the lead for the first time this game here at MST.
third baseman number 25, Brian Smith. Brian batting program number 153.
Now Brian Smith leads off. Bottom of the fourth, first pitch swinging, and up the middle he goes, and he'll trot along into first.
Single in program 153, a $10 Dixie Legion certificate. Second baseman number 2, Declan Buckle. Declan batting for program number 165.
Now the lineup card flips over. Declan Buckle now up to bat with a runner on first. Tries to lay down a bunt. Now the 0-1 to Buckle. Next one from McDonald is fouled back right over our press booth. Now the 0-2. Buckle in a bit of a hole. Has Brian Smith on first base. This one popped up, but will be caught by Worth. And that'll go for a quick out, number 1.
Right fielder number 12, Stephen Martin. Stephen batting program number 162.
Now Martin coming in after the first out. That one's going to be right down the middle for strike 1. Second pitch to Martin is swung on and missed now for strike 2. Now if Martin has found himself in a hole. The 0-2 goes upstairs for ball 1. One and 2. This one bounced in the dirt. McLaren looked to fire that over to first, but Smith stays put. Now even count 2-2 to the right fielder tonight, Stephen Martin. This one is in the zone for strike 3, and he's going to get rung up for the first time today. And only the third strikeout looking so far for the Mets.
Shortstop number 7, Justin Cormier. Justin batting program number 160.
Now it's Cormier into bat. He's going to look at strike 1. Now 2 outs, with Martin recently striking out looking, and Buckle flying out to his second baseman, Dylan Worth. Smith still waits on first. This one's also in there for strike 2. McDonald's painting the corners right now. So Cormier 1 for 2, singling his first at bat and getting on with an error his second at bat. This one barely out of the zone. This game very tight so far. The Islanders scored 3 in the first inning. Mets scored 1 in the second and 2 in the third, and Cormier almost gets nailed. And there he is, Justin Cormier. So far, batting average not looking all too good, but it finds his way on base. 2-2, he pumps one up. This would stay short, might be trouble, and it will get down. So Cormier gets his second single of the night and advances Brian Smith to second. This one poked high and will just get down in for some trouble. Now a runner in scoring position for Serge Vautour. Never something you want to see if you're an opposing team. They're going to have a mound visit with McDonald, as there is Cormier talking with the first base coach after his second single of the night, bringing him to 2 for 3, excuse me, tonight. And now we have another look at the mound visit, and there's Brian Smith in the background, standing on second. Now it's Serge Vautour up. There's a ball going down low. And that one's a hefty swing from Vautour that ends up foul. So the 1-1 to Vautour. Cormier on first, Smith at second. That one's high and wide to Vautour. Here, 2-1 to Vautour. Wanted to swing. That one dips down just in the strike zone. And there are the two Mets batters. Cormier on first. There's Brian Smith at second. Now here's the pitch to Vautour from Brody McDonald outside the zone. Now on a full count, 2 outs. Expect both runners to be going. And there's Cormier. He'll take his lead off. Now full count, 2 outs. And there the runners go, and it's ball 4 or not. And Vautour is ejected and now is furious at the home plate umpire.
Bottom of the fourth. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and
So Vautour is rung up for the second time today. And that one looked to have been a bit low. But after 4 innings, still 3-3. Coming up for the Islanders, it's Worth, Kraft, and McLaren in the top of the 5th.
Moncton, J.D. Irving Limited, Planet Fitness, Inland Beverage Room, Baker Tilly, Bricks Experience Moncton, and Southampton Solutions.
Dylan Worth now steps in to lead off the top of the 5th. Decker still on the mound for the Mets. This first pitch is up high for ball 1. And this one hit hard by Worth. Going back to center field is Bartley, and this one's over his head. There goes Worth sprinting to second, and he's going to have a stand-up double. There's Bartley going back on it and is just unable to come down with it. Now Worth stands at second. Lineup flips over and it's Kraft stepping in. First one in there for a strike. Next one from Decker is grounded into the hole. And here comes Worth going into home, play at the plate. Now a play at second, everyone's safe. There's 2 quick hits. Jack Kraft will drive in Worth. Now the Islanders go back into the lead with just a little ground ball that finds its way in through the hole. Now brings up McLaren. And there's ball 1 over to McLaren. McLaren so far has 3 RBIs. Now has a chance for another. That one's going to be up and high for ball 2. Now the Islanders find themselves back in a familiar place in the lead as they have been a lot of this year. Islanders so far 5-2. And there's a first pitch strike over to McLaren. The Islanders most recently in a doubleheader this Sunday took one and lost one against the Fairton Royals, the only team that the Mets have yet to see either at home or on the road. And the Royals will be here this Sunday at 4 o'clock is our next game live here on Maritime Stream Team. There's a bit of a confusion at second base. Kraft looked like he wanted to steal. McLaren still with a 2-2 count. In the top of the fifth. This one just outside, ball 3. Now a full count, still no outs. Here's the windup from Decker. Hits softly and jumping and making the catch is Buckle. And getting the first out, and what was a need for the Mets to just get that first out of the inning. Now Pickett who's 1 for 2 on the day. A double back in the first and a strikeout in the third. First pitch to Pickett is down low, nearing the dirt. Now Pickett shows bunt, will ultimately let it go. So some updates on the field for the Mets. Smith is now at first, Buckle remains at second, and Alex Parlee has stepped in to third base. Now in a third ball. Over to Pickett. Now 3-0. Heavy in the driver's seat. And this one not in there. So Pickett will now step down over to first base. And now we'll have a visit on the mound. We do have some activity in the Mets bullpen. Can't quite pinpoint who it is. It's not a flashy blue glove, so it is not Hillier. So now Nick McPhail comes up to bat with runners on first and second. And the first pitch to McPhail is low and away for a ball. I'd like to acknowledge currently over 100 here with us on a Wednesday night between the Islanders and the Mets. The third time so far this year at Kiwanis Park, the Islanders have taken both of them by a score of 5-4 the first time out in extra innings and 6-1 the most recent game. Two balls already to McPhail. And third one's just going to be in there by Decker. Two and one outside, ball three. So again, the Islanders batters really in control of their at-bats so far. Already runners on first and second. Definitely do not want to load the bases for left fielder Josh Myers, who is on deck. And this one sent hard to first, will get by Smith. And now, will there be a play at the plate? No, there won't, as Kraft comes in to score, standing up. So the Islanders have now increased their lead to 2 runs. And now it looks like this might be Decker's last at-bat faced. As there's McPhail, and Decker will exit the game. Pitching 4 1/3. Now out of the bullpen, that looks to be Nick St. Pierre who steps up on the mound.
Now pitching for the Mets, number 33, Jacob Steves.
Or excuse me, that's Jacob Steves. Who hasn't come into relief many times so far this season. Now a 5-3 Islanders game here in the top of the fifth. 1 out and still 2 runners on. So Jacob Steves, a rookie for this year, has pitched 3 2/3, has given up 0 hits, 0 runs, only 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. So a strong start for the rookie so far coming into relief. And already 2 strikes, and the first strike of the at-bat is a foul sent high and behind the stadium. Josh Myers 0 for 2, a strikeout in the first, and a flyout to Van Putten in left field in the 3rd inning. And this one hit high back for Van Putten, and that's over his head. And here is Pickett's rolling into home, standing up. So that's an RBI double for Josh Myers. So now the Islanders increase their lead to 6-3. And this one slammed into the outfield by McDougal. That's going to get another run in. So another run for the Islanders in this huge top of the 5th inning. So still 1 out. Steves on the mound. This one a ball high to start off Arsenault. A ground out to second and a ground out to short that ended up in a double play. And there's strike 1 where Arsenault swings through. Another pitch from Steves and another strike swinging from Arsenault. So now Steves gets himself ahead in the count. As there's McDougal at first base, watched by Smith. As Vautour was ejected in the bottom of the 4th for arguing a strike 3 call. So the 2-2, this one tapped sharply foul by Arsenault. The next pitch is hit hard into the outfield, chasing on his Bartley. He's not going to get it. So now Myers will come in to score from 3rd. Still only 1 out in the top of the 5th. Now an 8-3 lead for the Islanders as they have exploded here in the top of the 5th. Gallant in 0 for 2. We'll take a look at strike 1. next one from Steves. That one had looked good, but just went low with his own. And there's a swinging strike from Gallant. As now Steves finds himself ahead in the count again. Now 1-2. Logan Gallant has grounded out to the pitcher, has grounded out to Decker and lined out to Decker. And this curveball hit high and caught by Cormier. And now no runners will advance, so now 2 outs in the inning.
Shortstop number 25, Dylan Worth.
Now 2 outs for Dylan Worth, who's 1 for 2 today. That one fouled back off the first pitch. This one up high. Ball 1. Now it's 1-1 over to Worth. Arsenault at first. Logan McDougall at second. And the 1-1 is a curveball that drops in for strike 2. That one outside, ball 2. And the 2-2, strike 3, swing and a miss by Worth. And after the Islanders bat around the order, Worth strikes out to end the top of the 5th, but the damage has been done. 5 runs in the inning for the Islanders. Now the Mets have some ground to make up. Bottom of the 5th, Van Putten, Malone, and Bartley. The do-up for the Moncton Mets.
For Charlottetown, number 18, man. Left fielder, number 23, Nathan Van Putten.
Now Van Putten stepping in, leading off the bottom of the 5th. Looks off the first pitch, stepped out of the batter's box. Second one in there for a ball. So now 1-1 to Van Putten. A ground out to the pitcher. And then a single. There's one, a far throw, but bobbled by McPhail a little bit. So Van Putten will reach first on his what will be called a hit, a tough play at third base for Gallant to make. Now Malone steps in 0 for 2, a fly out to the left and center. That one first called for strike one. This one outside for a ball. And there's Ben McDougall, who's now on the mound for the Islanders. So far, only 2 innings pitched, but only 1 hit given up. Meanwhile, there was strike 2 over to Malone, and now 1-2 with Van Putten, who's waiting on first. Bartley on deck, followed by Green. Pitcher McDougall is swung on hard by Malone. And that will be strike 3. And Bartley, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles on the night. Starts off with a call, strike 1. And a successful pickoff attempt at first base to Van Putten. And there is a quick second out. A quick fire over to first. And with no one expecting it, there's the second out. And now another strike over to Bartley. So it all fell apart for the Mets as the pickoff attempt, in rare instances, actually worked. There's a pop-up from Bartley. McPhail steps in for it. He'll make the catch, and that ends the 5th inning. So we'll now go to the top of the 6th after a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Islanders. They go up 8-3 after 5 innings complete. And Jack Kraft now with his 4th plate appearance, his 3rd at bat, walked in the 1st inning. There's a hefty cut. And Jeremy Beliveau now takes the mound for the Mets. Only his 2nd appearance. The other one also coming at home. There's a nice curveball that just gets outside the zone. One and one from Beliveau. This one I cut on by Kraft, but comes up with nothing. Now 1 and 2, first batter that Beliveau faces. That goes up high. Two and two, swung on by McPhail. Knocks the mask of Green off the foul tip. And now we'll try the 2 and 2 again. And the pinch from Beliveau looked to have been close, but is deemed just outside. Now 3 and 2. Now full count, pitch from Beliveau is outside the zone, and it's now a walk for Kraft. He'll make his way on to first base with a free pass, as it's now Cole McLaren. And a first pitch strike from Beliveau gets him ahead into the count with a runner on first and no men on. You're in the top of the 6th. And Kraft just stole a base. And no one from the Mets really acknowledged it. But Kraft just casually took a stroll down to second base with no issues about it. Now runner in scoring position. This one hit high, not too deep. Van Putten moving back, getting close to the track, but will make the catch. And Kraft will tag up the third. Now it's Piggott that steps in, runner on third. Only 1 out in the inning. First pitch from Beliveau is a huge swinging strike. So Kraft stands on third with only 1 out in the inning. That one in there for a strike. So Beliveau now in the driver's seat, 0-2 against Duncan Pickett. Pickett so far with 7 hits on the year. And here's the 0-2 from Bellevue inside. This one going to knock off of Green. Play at the plate. And Kraft will be in there safely. Only needing a walk to end up scoring and no other hits with it. So tack on another run for the Islanders now. 9-3, no one on base now. Now the 2-2 is upstairs for ball 3, and Piggott has now battled back from an 0-2 count, now back to full. And there we go. Pickett's is rung up. And we'll now get to the second out of the inning. Now McPhail up with 2 out. Still no one on. Islanders up by a score of 9-3. Now just need to protect this lead. This one hit high and way far, but foul. And there's another one into McPhail. Now down 0-2 in the count. Now 0-2 to McPhail. This one's chopped over to first. Smith will grab it, make the play. And that will end the top of the 6th. Mets only now with 6 outs, and they need 6 runs. They gotta clutch up here in these last 2 innings. Green, Smith, and Buckle coming up in the bottom of the 6th.
Catcher number 21.
There's Jake Green coming back up to bat. A double and a strikeout so far his day. And Green up in what is needed to be a very clutch bottom of the 6th, as they need some runs, and some runs quickly. That one in there for strike 1 from McDougal. That one also in there for strike 2. Now Green finding himself in a hole, 0-2. Pitch from McDougal, fouled off by Green, so he stays alive. Another one from McDougal, foul hit by Green. Another try at the 0-2 from McDougal. It is swung on and missed by Green. That's Green's second strikeout of the night. And McDougal stays hot.
First baseman number 25, Brian Smith.
So Smith also 1 for 2. They strike out looking at a single that had came back in the 4th inning. A quick start with a ball. This one from McDougal will be in there for strike 1. Now the 1-1 to Smith. This one bounced in the dirt for ball 2. Two one. This one again bounced in there. Smith now getting the better of McDougal. And this one, ball 4. So Smith will get a free pass down to first base.
Second baseman number 2, Declan Buckle.
And then this one, first pitch swinging from Buckle, will get into right field, but caught by Pickett's on the first pitch. So immediately now 2 outs in the inning.
Number 12, Stephen Martin.
Now Martin with 2 outs and Smith aboard at first base. And he's going to hit this one sharply over to the shortstop, Worth. He'll throw it on to McDougal at second, and that will end the 6th inning. So still 8-3. Islanders after 6 complete. It's Myers, McDougal, and Arsenault coming up in the top of the 7th. Stick around here on MST. in to lead off the top of the 7th. And the Mets desperately need a shutout inning here. Beliveau still on the mound. First pitch to Myers is up and away for ball 1. Second pitch is hit hard, but trailing towards left fielder Van Pun. He's not going to have a chance to get it. There goes Myers, and will stand up into second, as that's a leadoff double, and Myers' second double so far of the game. Here's McDougal, 1 or 2 for 3 on the day, excuse me. That one hit high. Will this one stay in? It looks like Green's on it, and he'll make the catch. That one had gone almost 90 degrees in the air, just straight up. But it's Jake Green that comes down with it, as Arsenault now steps into the batter's box.
And the guy got up and he made a speech. He says, "You are now no longer an umpire, you're a fan." I said, "Oh, what does that mean?" He said, "You can shit on the umpire." I said, "Okay, I'll start doing that." But I was a fan tonight. I kind of felt bad about it, But I thought the umpire made a lousy call.
There's Arsenault stepping in. Ball 1, going up and away.
You know where this guy's from? No. You local? He thought he was from He's what?
He's 1 for 3 on the day with a single in his latest at bat. And here may be another one. It's lined but straight into the glove of Bartley. So we'll now have 2 outs in the inning.
Third baseman number 15, Tyson McGinnis.
Yeah, thanks for calling up and saying hi, baby. Say hi to your wife. I will.
And now it's Tyson McInnes in, taking the place of Glenn. He fouls one back with speed.
Well, now I feel vindicated, okay? I had Julia say that it was right. I said it was a ball.
He comes in the top of the 7th, with Myers standing on second. This one's just high, now 1-1.
You're awful quiet over there in the corner. Apart from the fact that he can't see.
1-1 from Beliveau. This one hit hard over to Buckle. He'll make an easy play. Throw that one over to first for Smith. And that ends the top of the 7th. A miracle inning needed for the Mets. But here they go in the bottom of the 7th, needing 5 runs to get this one at all square. Starting off with Cormier, Parley, and Van Potten.
In the top of the 7th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. After 6 1/2, the after 9, that's 3.
Now Justin Cormier moving his way in. This one smacked right out in the center, but this one's going to stay afloat just enough to get to Kraft in center field. That is one pitch, one out. As that now brings up Alex Parlee, who was just substituted into this game after the Serge Vautour ejection. There's a quick first pitch that's in there for strike one. Second pitch is in there again for strike two. Two great pitches by Ben McDougall to start the at-bat off. Now the 0-2 to the third baseman, Parlee, is just outside for ball one. 1-2 to Parlee. Upstairs, ball two. Now to 2-2 to Parlee, steps off, bit of dirt near McLaren behind the bag. This one he debates going, but it's strike three regardless. As now the Islanders are just one out away. But have to face Van Putten, who is 1 for 3 today. Now the Mets down to their last out, down by a score of 6 runs. That one's fouled back above Kiwanis Park for an 0-1 count. Second pitch to Van Putten is up high. One and one, swung on and missed by Van Putten. Mets now down to their last strike. So as we get near to the end of this game, next home game is this Sunday against the Fredericton Royals. That one's hit right back into the glove of McDougall. And that will end our ball game here at Kiwanis Park. And your final score, Charlottetown 9 and the Mets 3. Mets now move to 0-5 at home. We may be a curse here at MST to the Mets. They're 2-1 on the road and 0-5 at home. They play one more game in Chatham, I believe, tomorrow night. And they're back Sunday against the Fredericton Royals. We invite you to join us back Sunday, 4 o'clock, first pitch. I'm Braden Lane here from Kiwanis Park in downtown Moncton, signing off for tonight.